Hi everyone, I am Angela Cruz with Smokey Hill Designs, and today we are talking about Misfits. Misfit season is here, and if you are a seasoned Smokey Hill veteran, you know exactly what that means. But we have a lot of new customers this year, and so I thought I would take the time to show you what is a Misfit, how do the Misfit sales work, and then how does shipping work with the Misfit sales. So let's start with what is a Misfit. So in general, a misfit is any of our wood or pattern ply that has some type of flaw on it. And that flaw can vary. It can be a chip. It can be in the pattern ply. It could be it's a little blurry. It could be a scratch. It could be anything like that. But we make sure that there is still plenty of usable area on the sheet. And we sell these Misfit sheets at a discounted price. We are crazy at Smokey Hill about our quality control. Every single sheet of wood, every single sheet of pattern ply that leaves this shop is inspected by at least 2 people and before it goes out. So anything that does not meet our quality control standards gets set aside in the Misfit piles that we have here, and then when we have our sales a couple times a year, that's when we dump them all. So we have some sales coming up, and we are going to be separating them out into pattern ply and wood. So I'm going to show you a few examples when I'm talking about what is a Misfit, what can that look like. And again, it can vary, but it's never unusable. So here example, and I've got some worst case scenarios. It's become sort of a running joke that you'll see it on the Facebook group after people start receiving their Misfit orders of where was the flaw? Can I find the flaw? And people get excited when they find one that has an obvious flaw. But I went through the stacks and I cherry picked some obvious flaws just to show you. So here's a little bit of like delamination right here with the veneer at the edge of this sheet. And you can see that it is this area right at the edge, and I know a lot of us do not cut all the way to the edge on our sheets anyway, so really this is kind of outside the usable area anyway. But you've got the whole rest of the sheet that you got at a discounted price, and you can use this sheet. The other side is perfectly fine, so there's the Misfit on this one. That's one example, things like that, where there's like an issue with the veneer. Here is, this one has a knot on it that fell out. The veneer is missing in that spot, and for things like the cedar, that's standard, but for these other woods, this is atypical. So this would be a Misfit. If you can work around this area, like this tiny little, if you can work around this, this is a great sheet. If you absolutely use both sides of your sheet 100%, then maybe the Misfit sales are not the best option for you. But if you cut smaller things and you can just play with the placement and just avoid that spot, Misfit sales are a great way to save money and stock up for the holidays, or even try something new. So if there's been a different wood that you wanted to try but you don't want to pay the regular price, get it at Misfit price. There might be a little bit of an area that's a problem, like here, but the rest of the sheet is usable, and it's a great way for you to try it at a lower price. So those are just some of the little random chips. Here's a little scratch here. This scratch can easily be sanded out. When we're pulling orders, just taking the time to sand that, we'd rather just put it in a Misfit sale, and someone else can benefit from the lower cost, and just all you have to do is just sand that out. So some of these, there's really nothing permanently wrong with the sheet. And then a unique one that I wanted to talk about is our Baltic birch. Baltic birch tends to have these little football patches on a side of the sheet, and they do a good job when they manufacture this to really color match it, but we don't like these footballs. So we take our already highest quality woods and we take them again and we quality control them even further. So when we're cutting the Baltic, we separate out any sheets that have a football patch on them and put those in the Misfit stack. So in the rare case, with the Baltic, that's the exception for the rest of them. The Baltic, most of the Misfits are literally just the football. There's nothing else wrong with the sheets. If you do anything one-sided or you just don't care about the footballs, they're perfect. And then the last one I wanted to show is just, there's other things where there's nothing wrong with this sheet of walnut, except we don't really like when the backs are a little bit lighter. You can certainly put a clear coat on this and darken it up, but we just don't really like the look of it. So they go in the Misfit stack. There's really nothing, like the edges are fine. There's nothing wrong with this sheet besides that. So those are just some of the sort of flaws that you might see on the woods. With the pattern ply, it could be things like there's a little bit of blurriness in these skulls. Same with these Maryland icons. There's a little bit of blurriness, nothing crazy, and it tends to be just in one area on the sheet. That is another thing, though. This Maryland sheet does bring up a point for me, and we'll explain more about these specific sales that we have coming up this year. This I just wanted to be a general what is a Misfit video. But when we do have our pattern ply Misfit sales, we separate them out by type of pattern ply. So we will group together all transparent flex, for example, scattered on clear acrylic. So you will just get a random sheet. We do our best for things like this that are state specific. We do look at your order and where you live, and we try to, if we have any state ones that have a flaw, we tend to send them with the states. We can't, just due to the order volume, we can't honor any special requests. So don't leave a note and say, hey, I want only, patterns with birds. We won't be able to meet that request because we might not even have that Misfit on hand. But we do our best to look at them and sort of see where you are and tailor it that way. Like, we're not going to send the Maryland pattern to somebody in California, for example. But we do our best with that. Here is a solid color pattern ply. You can see there is one little white spot. If you can avoid this white spot, or if you could put a paint pen or something to fill that in, then you are set on this. And then here's another, just a random pattern ply example. Sometimes with the pattern ply, it's a little bit of a coloration difference, a little bit of blurriness, a little scratch. A lot of times the rainbow cleaner will get out any scrape. So if you have that, it's a good way to just run that over your Misfits. You might even be able to get rid of any Misfit quality anyway. And then here's one where we typically, on this specific pattern, have the words facing the other way so that they read correctly through the clear acrylic, as opposed to on the textured side. This one got done incorrectly. There's nothing wrong with it. You can put the textured side in front, but that's the only flaw on this sheet. So they run the gamut, and we are consistently told, that our Misfits are better quality than our customers have gotten elsewhere where they've ordered. They ordered on Amazon. I don't know where, but wherever they've gotten, our Misfits are extremely high quality. Our flaws are very, very minor. So it's a great way to save money. If you've got a lot of holiday orders, it's a great way to try something new. So that's what a Misfit is. How do the sales work? What we do is, and the way that we are doing it this year, this is 2024 when we are filming this, we are going to have a different Misfit sale every Monday and Wednesday through the months of September, October, and November. Every Monday is going to be a different variety of wood, and every Wednesday is going to be a different type of pattern ply. That calendar is going to be announced here soon, but that's the way it's going to be. Wood one day, and then pattern ply on another day. We suggest when the sales open, before the sales open, you are logged into your account, double check that your address is correct, make sure all that's good before the sale starts, because once it goes, it goes. And make sure you're logged in, ready. If you are adding anything else to your Misfit order, please note that the Misfit orders may have an extended lead time just due to the order volume, and especially as we get later in Misfit season, late October, late November, we're very busy with just regular orders as well. So if you need something quickly, please separate that from your Misfit order. If it's something that you don't care when you get it, then feel free, add that to your cart before the Misfit sale. And then when the Misfit item comes in stock, we typically drop them at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we will be sending emails, texts, all of that, posting in the group. So you will know when we have the sales. Just make sure you're ready at the time, because what we have is what we have. For some things, we have a smaller quantity available. In the past, some have sold out in 20 seconds, but we have worked really hard to build up our inventory so that they will last longer than that. But if there's something you want, don't plan on ordering it the next day. Please be ready when the sale starts. When you add it to your cart, it does not hold that item, and that is not unique to our store. That's almost anywhere online. It prevents someone from literally going in, adding 10,000 to their cart, and then nobody else can check out. They can just walk away from the computer and stop the sale. So having something in your cart does not hold it. Just check out. And since we are only going to do one type of wood at a time, one type of pattern ply at a time, that it will make it easy for you to add that to your cart. It's not like you have to add multiple things at the same time like we used to do it in the past. So this is going to be a way to simplify that. So just to recap, I got my little checklist. What's a misfit? That's any of our wooden pattern ply that has a type of flaw, and I just showed you some sort of examples of what those flaws could be. It's not completely comprehensive because everything's different, but that's generally like what the flaws are. Very small areas on the sheets that you can typically work around. How do the sales work? Make sure you're logged in. When it's go time, go ahead and check out. Pattern ply is random sheets, and we will make sure that we note which times are diode friendly and which sales are not, because there will be some that are going to be clear acrylic sales. So we will make sure that you know if you have a diode, skip this sale, but with the next sale, you're good to go. Plus every Monday will be safe for you. You can cut any of the wood with your diode. And then when do they ship? They're going to ship as soon as we can. Our goal is to get the week's sales out by the following week. As we get later in the season with regular order volume, that may change. We will keep you aware of that. But we are committed. We have the best help in the world. Huge thank you to everyone that works here, and we are better equipped this year to get these orders out than we have ever been before. So I'm confident that we will be able to get things out pretty quickly this year. Knock on. I hope. But so that's what the Misfit sales are. It's Misfit Mania. Everyone loves the Misfit sales, and they're only a few times a year. And this is our high holiday. This fall to winter season is when we go crazy with the Misfits. So it's a great time for you to stock up and try something new. So let us know what you think. If you have Misfit fever, let us know. Get excited, and we will be posting the calendar here on Saturday night, I believe is the plan for that. So keep an eye out, and feel free to ask us any questions in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank y'all so much.